Hello! How you doing? Let's talk about dragons. We're on a dragon hunt. Someone's told me that there's a dragon around here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Careful. And here it is. Can you see that? Big dragon, big red dragon right in the middle of town. Look at the legs. Big head with massive teeth. Big, thick, powerful hind legs and long tail. Here's another red dragon. And this is on a flag. This is the Welsh flag. Isn't that an amazing flag? I'm English, but you know, I wouldn't mind being Welsh just to be able to have that flag. Anyway, let's get back to the article. This week's photo is of a dragonfly, and it's a bit strange, right, that such a tiny creature, small flying insect like that, should have the name dragon. You know, a dragon, a huge, enormous, powerful, dangerous thing, not a tiny little harmless thing. But if you use your imagination a little bit, you can imagine that long body, those claws, that funny face. That's a bit like a small dragon. So today we're going to find out more about dragons. There's a curious example in Britain, in Wales and England. The Welsh flag is a big red dragon. That's quite cool. Dragon symbols were used way back in Celtic Britain, long before Wales and England ever existed. They were symbols of power and leadership. And when the Romans invaded, their military standards also often included dragons, the Draco. And there is a Welsh legend where a red dragon is fighting with a white dragon. The white dragon symbolises the Anglo-Saxon invaders, and the red dragon is the people of Wales who are resisting, fighting and surviving. But if England's patron saint is St. George, who is famous for killing a dragon, why is a dragon not on the English flag too? Well, in the case of the English flag, it's about killing a dragon. It's the cross of St. George. The dragon is seen as the enemy, and you need a hero to kill it. And historically, royal imagery in England was based on the lion, another symbol of strength and power. Although I think a dragon would beat a lion any day of the week. So to sum up, for the English, the dragon is the threat that needs to be destroyed, whereas for the Welsh, the dragon is the hero. The dragon is the guardian of the nation. But where did dragons come from? I mean, they're all over the world. They emerged from completely independent and different cultures. Why has humanity created this image all over the globe? Let's find out more.
Okay, so you have the ancient Greeks, the Aztecs in Mexico, the Vikings, and the early Chinese dynasties.
All completely separate cultures.
Totally separate, separated by oceans by thousands of years. They never met, and yet they all, independently, invented the exact same monster.
The dragon. It really is the ultimate historical anomaly, isn't it? It forces you to ask the question, you know, is this some weird quirk of human psychology, or is there something, I don't know, biological going on?
My first thought is always, well, it's just people finding dinosaur bones.
That's a huge part of it, for sure.
You dig up some giant femur in ancient Greece and boom, you invent a monster to explain it.
And the text calls that the fossil theory. I mean, ancient people were constantly finding these massive, unexplained bones.
Whale skulls, dinosaur fossils.
Right. And long before paleontology, what else could they be? In China, they were literally used in medicine as dragon bones. So that gave the myth a physical anchor. Okay, but that doesn't explain why the look of the dragon is so consistent everywhere. The scales, the claws, the wings.
Exactly. And that's where the source material points to something a little darker. They call it the primal fear theory.
Primal fear.
The idea is that dragons are basically a biological collage of our ancestors' biggest threats. If you strip a dragon down to its parts, what animals do you see?
Well, a long body, so a snake,
Yeah.
big teeth, maybe a crocodile or a big cat.
A snake, a crocodile, a big cat, and a bird of prey. The theory is that our brains are hardwired to instantly recognize the danger in each of those shapes.
So a dragon is just effective because it pushes all those panic buttons at once.
It's the ultimate monster, a greatest hits album of things that wanted to eat us.
And you see that specific combination pop up all over the place.
Everywhere. The Greek python was a giant serpent, but then you jump over to the Americas and what did the Aztecs and Maya worship?
Oh, Quetzalcoatl and Kukulkan, the feathered serpents. The feathered serpents. A literal mashup of snake and bird. It suggests the dragon isn't just a story we made up, it's like a projection of our evolutionary hardwiring.
So that's the hardware, the physical look,
Mhm.
but the software, the meaning, seems to be completely different depending on where you are.
Oh, massively different.
Growing up with Western stories, I always think of dragons as the ultimate bad guy. You know, Smaug, the dragon, and Beowulf.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to burn everything.
That is a very European and partially Norse perspective. In those traditions, the dragon is chaos. It's need hugger, gnawing at the roots of the world tree, trying to end existence.
It's a monster that a hero like St. George has to slay to restore order.
Exactly. But if you look east, that whole narrative just completely falls apart.
How so?
Well, in China and Japan, dragons like Ryujin, they aren't villains, they're benevolent. They control the rain, the rivers, the tides.
So in the West, you kill the dragon to save the village.
But in the East, you pray to the dragon so the village doesn't starve. They represent wisdom, prosperity, not destruction.
And that's not even the most dramatic shift. I was reading about West Africa.
The Dahomey Kingdom, with the serpent Idohudo.
Yeah, this dragon isn't fighting the world or ruling it. It's literally holding it together.
It's physically supporting the earth. It coils around the planet to keep it from falling apart. It's a complete inversion.
From an agent of chaos to the actual foundation of stability.
It just mirrors what those cultures needed or valued. If your world feels chaotic, the dragon is the monster. If your civilization depends on water or structure, the dragon becomes a guardian.
We even do that with language. This is the part that really surprised me, the section on etymology, how that fear bleeds down into tiny things, like the dragonfly.
It's a great example, a linguistic fossil, you could say. In English, we just slap the word dragon on it.
Yeah, associating this harmless insect with a monster.
But look at Swedish. The word is trollslända.
Which means?
Troll spindle. It links the bug to dark magic. German folklore does the same. It links it to danger. It's like we have a habit of labeling anything we don't quite understand with the names of the monsters.
So we're just projecting that primal fear onto anything a little bit weird.
I think that's the core takeaway here. Dragons aren't real animals, no. But they are a very real reflection of us. They're a remix of our evolutionary fears and a canvas for our cultural values.
You know, it's comforting in a weird way. It proves that no matter how isolated ancient people were, they were all looking at the world with the same basic human imagination.
We really are all wired to dream the same monsters.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. If we created dragons to explain the predators and fossils we didn't understand back then, what monsters are we inventing right now to explain the complex things we don't understand today? Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.
Chat about these questions and write down your opinions and ideas. 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. Do you often see insects like these where you live? 2. Are there any myths about dragons in your area, or any other mythical beasts or creatures? 3. Think about dragons you have encountered in films, TV series, and books. Describe and compare them. 4. Why do you think similar myths appear in cultures that never met each other? 5. Why do some cultures see dragons as evil or negative, while others see them as influential and positive?